Good morning. How are ya? We're heading out to Cloncurry this morning. We've come out from Charters Towers. We're going to go looking for garnets. So we'll let you know how we get out there. It's going to be a little bit longer this video compared to my last lot. We're going to do a bit of a talk about the camp, do a bit of talk about camping, and we'll do a bit of a talk about the garnets themselves. We're spending about 2 days out there, so we're pulling the Jayco Starcraft. Thank you to the sponsors at Jayco, and got the wife by my side and the dog on the back, so see you when we get out there. Good morning. We got to our campsite here late yesterday afternoon. It's Fullerton Station, which is on the speed limit. It's about 9 hours from Townsville. With the van and dog, it's about 12 hours from Townsville. So we'll have a quick talk about camping first. A lot of people are like, oh, how do we get into it? What do you do? You don't need that much stuff to set up. You don't know if you like it or not, so I reckon go your basic first, and if you like it, then start expanding. So we got ourselves a ute. It's a high clearance ute. It's recommended to get a 4-wheel drive, but you don't really need a 4-wheel drive up here in Queensland. You get to most sites in a high clearance vehicle. Normally you go at the club as well, and a lot of people in the club have 4-wheel drives, so if you do want to go to a trickier spot, normally they go up to it and you can jump in with them. So the way we first started, we started with the ute. We put the canopy on the back, and we had a mattress in the back. We have our 3 food tubs, which is dry stores, plastic cups, bowls, pans and all that sort of stuff. And then we also have a tub of clothes, and now we also got an angle fridge on the back. To run the angle fridge, we've just got ourselves a battery we got sitting in here. It gets charged by the vehicle when we're driving, and we've also got a solar panel up on the top. We got all that from eBay, the solar panel and all the connections. It's pretty cheap. We also got ourselves a G-Camp shade sail. It's a 3x3 meter, and I think it was about 200 bucks delivered from eBay as well. So it wasn't that pricey to get out here. As for Fossicking, we just got ourselves a couple of sieves. You get a pair of sieves. You can get them from Anaconda for about 40 bucks. Get yourself a pan to put all your fines in. Get yourselves a pick to dig up the dirt, and a shovel to shovel it in, and 2 buckets to put all your gems in. As for cooking, we normally just grab these burners. We got this from Anaconda as well. It's about 30 bucks for a single burner. You can get these 4 cans that come in a pack for about 7 bucks, and you get about an hour out of each can. So 1 can will last you about 2 nights of cooking. As for shower, we normally have a big black plastic tub, couple of face washers, and we normally have a bird bath. We're only out for a couple of nights, so bird bath, and then when you get to a campsite you can have a shower at the campsite. As for the toilet, you're in the bush, you don't need a toilet. So that's how we first started out. Now we obviously been doing it a fair bit longer. We went and got the Jayco. It's a Jayco Starcraft. It has a shower and toilet in it, so now we basically can go off grid for a couple of weeks, and then the only thing that's we may be a bit short of is water, so you just got to watch your water level. But you normally get probably about 4 or 5 days without having to worry about the water, and then you'll just go into town, have a night at the caravan park, recharge, top it up with water, and you can get back out again. So today we're going to look for garnets. So we'll get up on the hill. I'll show you how to dig for them, how to sieve for them, what you're looking for, and we'll get going. So we'll just get the wife to turn around and show you where we are. So it's basically just one ridge line in the middle of nowhere, has garnets on it. So we'll get up there, we'll go for a walk, take the dog up, and when I get up there we'll film and see how we go. Alright, see you when we get up there. Okay guys, so what we've just done this morning is we've walked up the top of the hill here. We've found like a bit of a sandy patch amongst all these big mica boulders, and basically you can see, when you can see them start popping up through the ground a little bit, we're going to dig and sieve that whole area. So we're going to really concentrate that area where we actually can physically see them on the top. So they basically look like a pea, and to me it looks like a little bit of rusty sort of coloured dirt on the outside. So you can zoom in here, and if you can just imagine, if that's the ground, that's the sort of the colour of the soil. And then we've found 2. See how they really stand out with the colour. Looks like a bit of a rusty sort of dirt, and they're basically a pea shape. So you can see them here on the ground. They're like a round pea shape. You can see a bit of the colour on some of them. That one that I just put in, you see a bit of colour, but it looks a bit rusty. So that's all we're looking for, the rusty sort of pea looking shapes, and they're the garnets. One thing I didn't tell you is about down there as well. We also got ourselves a little side pack, and we keep our first aid kit there and some water. So that's another little tip to bring when you're fossicking as well. So join a Gen Club, buy a Jayco, and I'll see you out there. Good afternoon. We've just arrived back from our Queensland trip, so I'll just quickly explain to you now what we do with the garnets when we've brought them back. So we'll go in the shed and we'll tap every single garnet with a hammer, just really lightly, and the purpose of doing that is to find any that have cracks and fractures in them, and if they break, they're no good. If they stay solid, you know you're probably going to get a good stone. So with all the good solid ones, we'll put them in a tumbler. You can hire the tumbler at the club, or you can buy your own. We brought our own because we do it a fair bit, and then you just tumble them up in a bit of 80 grit for 3 or 4 days, and the purpose of that is to scratch and clean up the outside and clean off that rusty sort of coloured dirt and that bit of casing that's on them. So what you do then is you're going to get your stone that's going to come out now. Naturally you can see more with colour. So once you've found your ones with colour, you get a torch and you just sit every single one on a torch and see if it looks clean and all that sort of stuff. If it looks pretty good, and we'll pack it all up and we'll send it off. So the place we send it to is Lambert's, and they're in Thailand. You can Google it all on how to send it over. Basically the reason we send it over there is you get back a pretty good cut stone, and it's a pretty good price. Like I think it's $2.50 per carat, so it's not too badly priced for a bit of a hobbyist. So when they come back from Lambert's, they're going to look like this. So we've got them more faceted, and you can either leave them at that point, or you can then go to the Gem Club and make yourself up a bit of jewellery. So with this one I've made a ring, and I've just set one of the garnets in a ring. So as you can imagine how many we got, you can make quite a few rings and just give them out to family and friends and things like that, or sell them if you're into that sort of stuff, but we're more just give it out. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you like my footage and that, click like, subscribe. There's plenty more to come. Thank you.